Okay, says we are live. Hello, welcome, happy Monday, happy beginning of quarter one, technically. If you're going by a Monday start, this is day one of quarter one. But if you are not really starting the quarter until New Year's, that's also fine. Because again, this is Dawdling Writer Channel. You can start whenever you want. So, cheers. I have a raspberry tea today. It is delicious. Hopefully your weekend was lovely. I have I've penned a bit.ly link, which is to the Google Drive. And I've created a folder of like free resources, free resource library, whatever we're calling it. Free resource library, I think is what I named it. Anyway, it has a couple of things, some Word version, some PDF version of almost everything, and then the Excel word tracker. So there's that. And we can take a look at everything that's in there. But hello, welcome. And again, today is a planning day for me. I figure I'd go over some of the planning resources that I was creating, but also do a bit of planning for myself, sort of like overview of the year type planning. But if you will have sprints in between and everything. So if you want to do your normal writing, your productivity, your artwork, your whatever it is that you want to be doing, that's also fine. So we're just glad you're here with us. So Jenna says, so excited. Yes. Here is the link. So Stacy says, ready to get some planning done, at least with tarot. Excellent. Yes. Stacy says, hi there. Hello. Welcome. Monique says, same here. Ready to get some planning done. Thank you for doing those. You're welcome. Some of them are probably similar to things you've seen before, because that's in general how goal setting works, is that you have a set of similar questions in some regards to a lot of things. Sorry, I'm realizing I am going to have my hair up today. But anyway, here we go. CB says, hello, welcome. Diane is relaxing before doing art at 1. Exciting. Yes. Monique says, my plans for this sprint/stream are working on a short story, New Year's Eve theme, nice, and doing a 13 card spread and sharing vibes for 2025 memes on Instagram. Nice. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. You are welcome. Kate says, good morning. Happy Monday. I'm at work till 3-ish. Gotcha. Becca says, hello. Being Monday is throwing me off. Oh no, you feel like the first should be a Monday, right? Yeah, your brain isn't computing. It's okay. Just give yourself an extra 2-day window of like start time. It's okay. That's how I'm looking at it, is that these 2 days are sort of like leading into, so these 2 days can be very plan heavy, and it's going to be fine. Kate is going to be planning as well. You got a new phone. Yes, you mentioned that. You'd also like to do some videos for YouTube stuff. I'd like to do more of this as the new year is here. Yeah, and you can absolutely, I think, use the question for like creating content instead of like writing. Just think of it as like content. So yeah, CB says, just made dinner. Excellent. Diane says, oh yeah, I should have plans for 2025, huh? I mean, you might want to. Just maybe, but it's okay. You can do that with us today, or you can choose not to and just see where 2025 takes you. It's up to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the card first, because I feel like if I don't do the card now, I'm gonna forget. Okay. I pulled 2, the moth and the mouse, and they are right next to each other. Okay. Apparently I probably need to shuffle. But anyway, we have the moth, surrender now, Like sometimes things are not going to be in your control. And the mouse is tend to the small things. So tend to what you can control, even if it's just little by little. So there you go. Just kind of a general, real quick draw, because I was like, if I don't remember, I'm going to forget, which is exactly how remembering and forgetting works. Becca says, I wanted to finish my rewrites of the screenplay before the first, but I'm not sure my brain will let me. Also, I have plans later on, and whenever I have plans, I feel freeze until the plans. Yes. Yeah, that what is that called? You're in waiting mode, but you're constantly calculating how much time is left and like how much time you have before you have to start the prep and how long it's going to take you for, yeah. I get it. I very much get it. Let's see. I'm going to draw from a different deck because I want to use the Buffy deck for the 13 card spread. Excellent. Yeah, if you don't want to sort of like mess up your vibes for the draw, perfectly understandable. Megan is here. Good morning. Good morning. Did you ever get a hold of somebody at the college and see what was up with the February start date? Have you been able to confirm that any further or disprove that? Or are you just sort of in waiting limbo until things get cracking again? Monique says, both cards are perfect today. Executive dysfunction hit you hard this morning. Oh no. Functional freezes. Yes, they're a brain freeze, right? Yes. The holding pattern. Yes, this is where I was like waiting mode, but airplanes in my brain, but I couldn't remember what it's a holding pattern. Yes. The card you pulled is the Lovers. Ooh, okay. So if you're working on your short story, that could be a fun card to do. Diane is excited to see Jenna. She's like, Jenna! Becca says, yes. I'm like, shut up, brain. It's just a movie and dinner with a friend. Yeah, but it's like, you start thinking, okay, how much time is it going to be to travel? Okay, before that, how much time do I need to like gather my things? Always 5 to 10 minutes. And before that, how much time do I need to like get dressed and do my makeup? And before that, I should probably eat. And like, before you know it, the whole day is like planned. Anyway, these are interstitial classes. Gotcha. Sprints towards Jenna. Trips. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully Jenna will catch you. Becca says to Monique, ooh, with the Lovers card. Very nice. Diane says, still waiting for the fairies to clean the studio and the office. I mean, that would be a lovely present for the fairies, the elves, the reindeer, somebody to do for you, right? Christmas tree is down. Already? Already? Ours is definitely not coming down until at least probably maybe the 4th or 5th. Probably the 4th. Jenna says, Diane! TB, as Diane approves that the Christmas tree is already down. Megan says, we used to never take our tree down until after the 2nd. Becca's like, I took my tree down on Christmas Day as soon as everybody left. Oh no. We generally so we try to put the tree up on Black Friday or as close to that as we can, and then generally we would go down to my grandparents when they were still living, and we would take down, like our cousins would put up the Christmas tree, and then we would take it down before we left, and we would generally leave on New Year's Eve. So yeah, so that was like how the grandparents' tree worked, and then ours would still be up when we got back. So generally it was definitely, we would leave it up for about another week or so. The tree stays up until Epiphany. Yeah. I think that's how it like used to be. It was, until the 12 days of Christmas were over, or the 12 days of Yule. Diane's like, we never put ours up. That's one way to keep it clean, right? So we got fed up looking at it and getting poked on the ribs with the prickly branches. Gotcha. Catholic, yep. Catholic, non-practicing. Decor is down, and you're in the middle of being put into a bare bin to accommodate one oversized box, which is the train set. Well, yeah, plus you just moved, right? So, or are still in the process of unpacking. So yeah, up until the 12th of December, and then up on the 12th, and then down on the 6th. Gotcha. Diane's like, I almost became Catholic for a guy. Yeah, I mean, it happens. So Becca says, to be fair, I put it in front of my wall of bags, and you needed the wall as backdrop for your sewing channel, so there was a reason. Gotcha. Yes. Jenna's like, yes, we're in the process of, okay, what needs to go in storage versus stay here after the holidays? Yeah. Megan never put up one either. You're Buddhist and a former Christian, so you avoid religious holidays as much as possible, which also makes a whole lot of sense. So my aunt has just this little like pull up metal Christmas tree. It's like a really small, like coffee table size. It's supposed to be for putting pictures on, but she's like, this is good. I like this. I was like, she's very, very intentional about the decor that they keep, and she has gotten rid of a lot, and really only keeps a few things around so that it suits her. Of course, my uncle is very much like, I want a big Christmas tree. So occasionally she'll be like, all right, fine, this year you can. And he's like, yes. So yeah, it's fine. They work together. It's really cute. So 2 years ago when you were moving back, you didn't bother putting the Christmas tree. You just drew one and put it up on the wall. That's also really cute. I like that idea. Diane says, we just didn't celebrate as much this holiday season. It was actually nice and stress-free. Yeah. Thinking about like coordinating family visits and food and gifts and stuff is a lot. So yeah, sometimes smaller is nice. You did get gifts for selves and kids though. Yes. Stacy says to Megan, I totally understand. As a pagan who goes to a church, I still like the tree for putting presents under for the kids. Yeah. Yes. Megan's dream is to have a home so you can decorate it. You love maximalist decor. Me too. But I gotta have the room for the books. That's part of my maximalism, is the amount of books I have. Okay. Subi says, I'm a little confused. Why do people get so mad about Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas? That is a debate for another day, but essentially Merry Christmas is a very religious-centric phrase. And so people who celebrate Hanukkah, you are wishing them another religion's holiday. And people who don't celebrate either, you are wishing them still a religious holiday. And so Happy Holidays just sort of covers like blanket, like happy whatever you celebrate. So it's being but some people don't like it because they want Christmas to stay. So either way, yeah, some people they phrase it as a war on Christmas. Yeah, but books are definitely a part of your maximalism. Me too, definitely. I have these three. I have the one over here, and I was thinking about should I make another bookshelf for for this year. I'm like, Anyway, so it's neither here nor there. Okay, let's. I'm dawdling again. Let's take a look at what is in the. Did I put? Yes, I did. Okay, let me make sure I have the right things up so that I can show y'all. Okay, Plan-O-Rama and the 2025. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so pinned to the top of the chat is a link to the Google Drive folder, which is going to be my free resource folder that I'm going to continue to put things in. Let's make sure that this is, yeah, okay, this is a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to trust that StreamYard is going to do its thing, and I'm going to be able to like look over here. So here is the Excel sheet, which you can open if you right click and say open with, and you can do open with a Google Sheet. So you can convert this essentially to a Google Sheets. This is the full year in Excel with the formulas already set up to continue calculating your monthly, quarterly, and yearly sum of words or pages and minutes. Then we have Word version, which again you can open with Google Docs or PDF of the quarterly milestone sheets or the just plain writing sheets, writing sprint sheets, excuse me, and then the Plan-O-Rama document and Plan-O-Rama PDF. So all of those are there for you in case you want to open them or make a copy and use them for yourself, or just print them, whatever the case may be. Those are there for you. So there's all that. Let's take a look at the excuse-moi. Here is the Excel document. So the word or pages. So if you're going to be doing this as pages total, if you're revising, or if you are doing using this as a reading tracker, also this is there. This will continue to calculate. This is your dashboard, the first tab. Here is your monthly, and then here's your quarterly total. I put a little space here for in case you want to do like your top 10 projects, or if you're only doing 5, that's fine. You can just delete the rest. Here I have a drop-down menu with your options for like what status is the project. So you may want to change out some of these status things. So if you don't do 0 drafting, I mean, you can delete that, it's fine. But just know that these drop-downs are tied to this range of cells. So, but that's easy enough to change if you want to. You can go to the data tab and then the data verification. Where is it? Here we go. Data verification. You should have this as allow and then list, and the source will be that range of cells. Oh, that's not showing. Is it going to show? No. Okay, we're going to do screen share then. There we go. Okay, so this will be the data validation that pops up, and it will be allow, list, and then this range of cells. So if you want to add some, delete some, that's fine. Just remember that this is where your data information is coming from. So that will allow you to change what is in your drop-down. As far as the tabs themselves, these are monthly tabs. Let's go to June so you can see behind my picture. You have the date, day of the week. If you are working on Monday, the 2nd, and you write, say you write 500 words in a 20-minute sprint. This is going to calculate that you do 25 words per minute as or if you're doing pages and you read 25 pages in a 20-minute time frame, then you have a 1.25 pages per minute rating. So same thing. These calculate over into a total for the day. So if you read another 30 pages and it was a 30-minute sprint, this is going to calculate your total for the day. And then this is your monthly totals down here. And then, let's see if I can, there we go. Forgive me for just a moment. If you come over here into your dashboard, this is now starting to calculate that you have, why is that not calculating? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Got minutes, why is this not? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Interesting. Okay. Well, I was hoping that would work. So maybe hold off until I can figure that out in the first sprint. But anyway, so that's there. This should be working, but this is 500 and 25 minutes. See if that has. Nope. Okay. And neither is this. Okay. So I'm going to have to figure out what's wrong with these. Dang it. I thought I checked all of them. Anyway, this is the problem with technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So give me a few minutes in the first sprint and I will troubleshoot that particular one. But that being there, the other thing is, where is it? Here we go. So the Plan-O-Rama document is, how many pages is it? 13 pages. You may or may not want all of the things in here. But it is here for you. So the first thing on there is just take 5 to 10 minutes to brainstorm all of the writing things you'd like to do, or you could change that out to content or tarot or art or whatever it is like that you want to do. So that's the first thing on there. And then it's going to ask you to number them in terms of your priorities. And you can have duplicates as long as they're not all number 1. You know, that's fine. So there's that. Then it's going to ask you to take a look at those and sort and figure out what your top 3 to 5 priorities are. Then figure out the timeline for each of those. So like, do you want to get your top priority, your top priority done in January or in Q1? Do you want your second priority to be done by June? Or, you know, what's the timeline you anticipate for those projects? How often do you want to check in? What exactly do you want to check in with? So like, do you want to do a numerical check-in with the number of words that you're writing, the number of pages that you're editing, whether or not you just want to check by the project stage, like getting through the brainstorming, getting through the outlining, getting through rough draft 1, getting through beta readers, that kind of thing. So like, how do you want to track your check-ins? So listing all the things that you might want to check during those check-ins. And then looking at how you have stacked up your work. Because I know, honestly, that we're like, oh, I want to do X, Y, Z, this many projects. And we tend to overstack certain portions of the year. And for me, that tends to be the very beginning of the year when I'm all excited and motivated, as well as November, because NaNoWriMo happens or has happened in the last 5 years. for me. So I always kind of want to stack those quarters really heavy with things, but I know that things get crazy with life. So with the fourth quarter in the year, there's always holidays. There's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas, there's meeting people, there's you have a lot more obligations in terms of health a lot of times in the fourth quarter because that is flu season. And so if you have family members and yourself who tend to get sick during that fourth quarter, you're going to have some time that is swallowed by that kind of thing. So anyway, so just take a look at how your projects stack up. There's a link to Sarah's video because I liked the way that she broke things down to be very realistic. So if you did not see that, I do recommend it. And then sort of taking a look at sort of obligations and things that always pop up or tend to pop up. Like in the summer months, do you have kids home? If that's the case, how much realistically are you going to be writing during the summer? Versus fourth quarter, like we want to go heavy for nano months, but nano months and after are often heavy with family obligations. If you know that you always have a big project for your day job that is due at the end of May or one that's due in March, you know that those are going to be sort of like time sucks. So maybe don't load yourself up with so much to do during those months. So again, that's just like make sure you're going back to reality in your life as well as your goals. So because we want those to go hand in hand. We don't want to have those be completely dichotomous paths. So anyway, here's a space for like considering whether or not you need to shuffle things around. And then breaking it into sort of like down into the weekly. For quarters, generally they're 13 weeks, but if you want to do 12 weeks plus a reset week, that may be a way to help you check in quarterly with making sure that you are on track for the projects that you want to be on track with. Generally, the months are like somewhere between 4 and 5 weeks. So if you sort of just estimate it's going to be a 4-week month, you can break it down into sort of like very even things. That way you can check in bi-weekly or every 4 weeks. And then also the weekly, you need to consider whether or not you're going to be doing a 5-day work week or a 2-day work week, because you only get to work on the days that your day job allows, which would be the off days type of thing. So like how many days a week are you realistically going to be able to write? And then estimate like what you can get done in those work days that you allow yourself for writing. So multiply your work days by the number of, how much work you can get done by the number of days that you give yourself. So if you say that you can get 2,000 words done per day or 20 pages done read wise in terms or edited wise, if you can get 20 pages edited per work day, how many work days are you going to do? Let's say you have only 2 days available. Then again, you're going to multiply that. So 2,000 words becomes 4,000 words per week, and 20 pages becomes 40 pages per week. So that would be your per week estimate. You're going to multiply that by 4 to get your approximate monthly. Multiply your weekly by 12 or 13, depending on how you want to do your quarterly. I have included a year at a glance in case you want to print that out. Here's a Sunday start one. Here's a Monday start one. That way, in case you want to take a look at how the quarters are arranged, you can do that. And then I have these, which give you a little bit of space for what is your goal in terms of your project for week 1, and then what do you actually get done. So this I have weeks 1 through 13 for quarter 1, weeks 14 through 26 for quarter 2, and so on. So there are 4 of those in case you want to print out. And then the last page here is the sprint tracker, which is essentially the same information that you would put into the Excel database, but done on a printable sheet for you. So sprint number, there are 20 slots here, so you can track up to 20 sprints per page of this that you print out. The date that you're doing it, your beginning words or pages, your ending words or pages, the number of words or pages that you were gaining, sprint length and time, so you can still track your productivity. That way, if you want to figure out your average words per minute or your average pages per minute. So again, that was a really, really fast run through of what all is in this packet, pages, whatever. So again, this is just going to be help you brainstorm, help you figure out what your priorities are, and then start taking a look at how often you want to check in and how you are stacking your projects over the year. And that's really all it is. And then it gives you some basics for the quarterly milestones, bi-weekly or by quarter, however you want to do it. And then the sprint tracker. So that is the Plan-O-Rama document. Also included in the folder is just the quarterly milestones, if you want to just print those, and the writing tracker printable. So those are separated out into their own documents if you just want to print those. But I do have to go figure out what's wrong with the Excel sheet and how it's not quite doing what it should be in terms of calculating things. So hold off on the Excel sheet until I can figure out what's wrong with that. So I will set us up for a 10-minute sprint, and that'll be that first section in there. If you want to just start brainstorming all of the different projects, writing projects that you want to, what am I doing? Timer. All of the different projects that you want to possibly get done. 10 minutes. 10-minute timer. Corgi butt. Okay. All right, hopefully I didn't miss some questions while y'all were, while I was explaining all that. Monique's going to work on focusing on social media posting in the first sprint. Second sprint is going to be your tarot card spread. Kagihime says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Oh, I need to change this back so I'm not covering the corgi. CB decided how you're going to do Nano. January, June, August, November, December, and odd months only. Nice. Alexandria says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Monique's plan for next year, publish My Ex is a Vampire, then the first complete draft for Drama of the Undead, and hopefully finish the first draft of Arrogance and Impertinence. Nice. Megan says, I keep forgetting I'm less productive in winter. Yes, yeah, that is a thing. If you have seasonal productivity differences, if you have seasonal depressive disorder, or if you just like you're out and about more active outside in the springtime or summertime because the weather's nice, which means you're not going to be inside writing as much. So if you have seasonal differences in how productive you are in terms of your writing goals, you need to take that into consideration. Yes. Francis says, I made it. Hello. Welcome. Jenna says, thank you for taking the time to make all this. You're welcome. You're welcome. CB says, I'm currently typing up review notes. Care review is due and the team leader is getting yelled at. Okay. Cute corgi. Look at the corgi bit. Exactly. It's super cute. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make a banner. Brainstorm all the writing projects you want to get done this year. So that's going to be our banner there, or you can work on whatever it is that you need to get done. So here we go. 10 minutes. 1, save your document or whatever it is you're working on. Number 2 is take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 10 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So good news is I found the issue with the spreadsheet. So I fixed it. I have tested all of the monthly tabs to make sure that they are in fact working properly. And so it is now working properly, and I have replaced I've saved my copy and then replaced the one that was in the Google folder. So it is now good if you want to download and use it for yourself. Or make a copy for yourself, or what have you. So it is there. Excellent. So I'm curious, how many projects do you have how many potential writing projects do you have for 2025? So do you have like newsletter? Do you have blog posts? Do you have essays? Do you have short stories? Do you have full novels? Do you have memoirs? What do you have type of for goals, for writing projects and goals? Monique already mentioned you want to publish one and then publish one and then a first complete draft of a second story. So you have two main projects that you're going to be working on. CB is going to do 5 or 6 nano months. So what all do you have? Megan has Substack, yes, which is sort of like blog-esque, right? But you also have college, which is going to be your main priority. Yes, and that's very understandable that your college writing is going to have to be your main priority. CB has 4, and then another project that will need to be replanned from the ground up, and you also have a Substack. So 4, 5. So 5 main projects and then a Substack. So that's 6 for you. Monique says possibly 3. I like going by the rule of 3, which is fun. If you know that you have like a particular number that you like to go by, then that is perfectly fine to try and go by that. I think I remember having a conversation recently with Bessie about the for present rule for kids. It's like something they need, something they want, something to wear, and something to play with. So it's like 4 things. So if you have a rule of 3 or a rule of 4 for the year, that's also great. And if you already know sort of like how you want to break things down, fantastic. Eva is here. Hello. Welcome. 4 nanomonths if it's an even numbered year, 5 if it's an odd number year. Okay, gotcha. Megan says, did I happen to mention I got a 4.0 last semester? No, you did not. Congratulations, Megan. Good job. That's a lot of hard work there. You're so ridiculously happy about it, as you should be, because that's amazing. It's amazing. CB says, way to go. That's fantastic. Eva has 2 larger projects, and you also want to do a few picture books in addition to that. Nice. Like, how many picture books are you thinking? I don't even know how long it takes you to do a picture book, because I would assume it would take a decent chunk of time in order to draw and color and scan and do all that with the images. Of course, I'm thinking traditional media, but you could be drawing digitally as well. But yeah, so I'm not sure how long it would take to put together a picture book. Megan says, thanks, CB. And Eva says to Megan, "Weet, weet. That's great work. So proud of you, right?" Yes. I was so sure that your English grade, excuse me, you were so sure your English grade was going to be a B, so scraping by with an A was fabulous. Yes. Eva says, or Megan says to Eva, thank you. Yes. Exciting. Okay, so now that you have brainstormed your potential projects, where is it? Here it is. Now that you have brainstormed your potential projects, now it's time to take a look at them, order them in number of priority, right? So order them in number of priority, and then once you have your priority, look at the timeline of when you want to get these accomplished by specifically. Because that's when you start to think about, okay, how am I going to arrange these particular projects that I'm saying are my top priorities? How do I want to arrange them over the span of the whole year? So take a look at your list. If you have to go back in and like scratch out a whole bunch of things, put like a single line through so you can still read it in case you want to swap things up later. I would not recommend like deleting entire swaths of things. But you know, take your time, and number them, and then figure out what your timeline for these are. Because say if you, okay, let's see. So Monique wants to publish My Ex is a Vampire and then finish the first complete draft of Drama of the Undead. So with My Ex is a Vampire, I know you already have a couple of drafts of that under your belt. So at this point, your My Ex is a Vampire, if you want to get that done first, are you planning to have that done in the first quarter or in the first half of the year? So is your deadline going to be March or is your deadline going to be June? That type of thing. So like, when do you want to get things done by? CB says, I hope you rewarded yourself, Megan, because that is super important. Yes. Okay, Eva says the children's picture books take you about 3 months and also about a week. It's that deadline mode when things happen. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes. Project Woke starts the 6th, and I'm aiming at 3K words per workday. Ooh, nice. It's exciting. So you already have in mind your start date, how much you're going to do per work day. So you may be further along the process of figuring out how many work days per week you're going to do, and then estimating how many words it's going to be at the end and that kind of thing. So Megan says to CB, I have been spoiling myself rotten this break. I'm listening to my favorite book from childhood, Ink Heart. Project Lucky has already started, but it gets the focus as a secondary project until the first project is done. Makes sense. Yes. See this. Good. You got Dominoes the week before last because you hadn't rewarded yourself for winning the writing challenge, formerly Nano. Nice. Yes. Yeah, that is the thing, is like if you want to split up your work weeks, if you have, say, a 3-day work week or a 5-day work week, and you want to dedicate the majority of that to your main project. So like if you're working 3 days, 2 days would go to your main project. 1 day might go to your secondary project. Or if you're doing a 5-day work week, 3 would go to project 1 and 2 would go to project 2. Or you could do like 3 days as your main project, 1 day as your secondary project, and 1 day as your admin, newsletter, blog posts, Substack type thing, if you are doing that kind of thing as well as your main writing. Or if that is your main writing, you could swap those around. CB says, I'm going to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at some point. You were supposed to see it Thursday this week, but the weather had other ideas. Yes, the weather is going to do what the weather wants. That is for sure. Okay, so this sprint, if you are following along with the packet worksheets, you'll be establishing what are your priority goals and the timelines for them. And then this other thing I think you can probably get to as well is how often do you want to check in with your goals? Are you going to be doing a daily check-in? Like I wanted to write 3K, like Eva, but I only got 2,500. Like, are you going to check in with that every single day, or are you going to check in at the end of your work week? Are you going to check in every 2 weeks, or once a month, or even just once a quarter? Like how often are you going to check in? And what exactly is it that you're going to be checking in with? Are you going to be checking in the number of words that you've written, the number of pages that you've edited, the project status or stage? Like, has it gone through the brainstorming? Has it gone through the outlining? Has it gone through the chapters? Or are you tracking just by the number of sprints? I know that Sarah Cannon has mentioned, she's like, it usually takes me between 100 and 130 sprints, 100, 120 sprints, like good sized sprints to complete a draft is what she has mentioned before. So like, would you be tracking by time block or sprint block? Or if you're doing lots of smaller things like blog posts or Substack posts, are you tracking by the number of things that you have published and posted? So what is it exactly that you want to check in with to see how your goals are progressing? Eva says, that's where I'll fail. I won't check in. Womp, womp. Oh, no. But see, that's what we have to do, right? We have to occasionally check in. So, yeah. So checking in, what's your check-in situation? And then maybe you'll get to looking at how you have stacked things up over the year. So again, at this point, it's just kind of like a free-for-all, work on the questions that you want. I'm going to be also working on this and making sure that I am doing my own. So I'm going to set us up for a 20. No, we'll go ahead and do a 30. We'll go ahead and do a 30. And this is also going to be our second sprint. So self-promo away. Let's see. Get our timers going. Let's do our cute little deer. If I can get all of this, it'd be great. It's going to be as low as -7 degrees Celsius, which is 19 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very cold. Very cold. So yes, that means your life is on ice because you do not want to risk getting injured. I agree. I do not want you injured either. All right, so let's do this. 1, save your document and all of the wonderful things we are doing. Save your trackers, save all the good things. And 2, make sure that you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is, if you need a break, take a break. Don't forget to do your self-promo. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. All right. My own copy of the document getting a little messy looking, but that's okay. That is what it is there for. So, I have gone and recorded and the. Am I unmuted? Okay, yes. Okay, good. Don't forget to do your self promo. I have decided which of my projects are my top ones in terms of writing or writing related things. So I've got one story that I think is in the closest to finished shape. So that's going to be my first main priority, to be sort of like time bound, to definitely the first half of the year, maybe hopefully the first quarter of the year. And then some of the things that I know that are going to take longer periods of time, those are going to be sort of like third and fourth quarter, like a little bit later chunks of work that have to be done. I've got some things that I would like to start first quarter, but I know we're likely going to be sort of culminated second quarter. So there's that. And then I went ahead and sort of like brainstormed a list of things that I could check in with. So like number of words, number of scenes or chapters written, number of sprints. Do I want to break it down maybe in videos filmed, edited, or blogs published, videos edited, videos published, blogs drafted, formatted, published. I'm including videos in there because these are, I want to make some more like evergreen videos is what I'm calling them. So sort of things that would have a script or would have like a chunk of writing that I would need to do in order to get my points in order type of thing. Then I took a look at how they were going to stack up in the quarters. And then I went month by month by things that normally take time out of my year. So like May and October, normally my mother goes to a different state to visit family members. So I sort of have to pick up extra time there in terms of like making sure that we have the groceries and whatever else. And I also know that I personally get sick in September almost every year. So like that's usually a week to 2 weeks type thing. Where I just like feel like utter crap. And then I also react to pollen, and pollen for Georgia is like really bad in terms of like late March, early April. So that's going to be like the time where I'm just like on allergy medicine and just, so I know that things are going to slow down with those months because of life. So did that. I also know that I do want to try a couple of like craft things this year. And so because of that, perhaps the third and fourth quarter, maybe a little bit more craft heavy. So I may not be able to write as much and sort of like trying to balance the schedule of that kind of thing. So it's like some of it's a little further off. So I'm not quite visualized it to the extremity that it needs to be visualized to in terms of like, what is my schedule going to look like? But yeah, so because I know that like pollen wipes me out. It's just like it makes me absolutely feel like my brain is useless. At least when the catkins are blooming for the oaks. So I have to plan for that because I literally feel like I would stare at the page and it will be a struggle to write, 10 words in 20 minutes. That's what it feels like. It just feels so rough. But I also know that, like, if I can get the 2K per day in my main project, that'd be great. That's like sort of what I'm going to cap it at, so I don't go too overboard, because I would like to make progress on multiple accounts. So, like, if I'm going to do my main project, my main novel, for that month, that quarter, whatever, that's great. I can get my 2K in there. Then I can swap to the short stories that I want to write, or the blog posts, or the video scripts, and get another 1K in there. So I feel like if I maybe try it that way, then I can get a decent amount done in both sort of like categories. So that's kind of how it's going. Megan says, I'm going to work on my next Substack post, trying to write a New Year post that doesn't make me cringe, but so far, no luck. Here's the link to all Megan does on the web, and here's the link. Cool Gamer 2 says, hi, hello, welcome. Megan says, I just had a hawk in the tree above us while taking the dogs out. It was screeching and screeching. It was such a beautiful bird. Are your dogs tiny? Like, do you have a tiny dog? Do you have, or do you need to invest in one of the vests that have spiky bits so that your dog is not considered food? CB finished typing out the notes for the care review and sent them to your mother. Excellent. CB says, my Substack is linked to CB's basic info/about page on YouTube. Megan ended up taking the dogs out and making a pan of brownies. Lovely. I finally made the frozen fruit salad for my sister-in-law. And we made the dairy-free version this year because it has cream cheese, but it also has whipped cream in it. And so she's not been able to have it for the last couple of years since she has cut dairy. And so we made it this year and made it dairy-free. So we used like the vegan cream cheese alternative and a plant-based heavy whipping cream alternative. So it's delicious. It's very delicious. So that was we also had pies and stuff, but that was the main dessert yesterday, was the frozen fruit salad because it was delicious. Anyway, Stacy says, I got done what projects I want to start the year with, probably taking through the first half of the year. You decided that is good enough for you. Yeah, because sometimes if you plan for the whole year and then the year does not go according to plan, you're sitting there in the middle of the year with a plan that no longer fits your life. So I absolutely think that this is a very valid way to do it. So Stacy says, yeah, I want to plan for a half time from November through March because you get a lot of migraines and illnesses. And I have no idea how this summer is going to look with the kiddos. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes you just have to live to find out what your new normal is. And that can be very frustrating because if you want to plan everything and you just don't know what life is going to do. So Becca says, I managed to go through the screenplay and delete all the scenes I needed to. Yay, you saved them into another file just in case. Yes. The dogs are medium-sized. Okay, good. Way too big for this particular bird, but I think we may have scared away a bunny rabbit and it got mad at us. Oh, no. They also eat squirrels, so I don't know if you have squirrels in your location, but they will eat squirrels. CB says, I've started taking 1 garlic oil capsule a day to counteract the mosquitoes, but you're allergic to ragweed. Yes. Ghirardelli brownies. Nice. Excellent. Very delicious. Very good. All right. So, Megan says, if we have squirrels, I've never seen them around here. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I've gone through and I've put a couple of like just basic things in the quarterly week by week chunk. So I think in terms of that, I'm relatively done. Which is great. It's great. And I think what I may do is I may print out my week by week, the quarterly week, and stick it in my bullet journal so that I have that for the quarter. It may just have it like be a fold out thing. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Which means I probably should go get my bullet journal and figure out how to do that. So CB says, I'm trying to find something that I can take to counteract the ragweed, which will not trigger your other issues and does not contain orange or dairy. Oh, I moved them back out to the dinner table. Yeah, I'm not sure. That would probably be a question to ask a pharmacist, to be honest, a pharmacist or your doctor. Eva says, more cleaning done. Late lunch now. Excellent. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and do another sprint. No, this will be the third sprint. Okay. I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Let's do the Cozy Fox. Sorry for all the clicking. All right, so 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. We're doing good. I decided I had forgotten I wanted to separate my goals from my everyday bujo. So I did not attach the quarterly thing, the quarterly week by week to my bujo. Instead, I'm going to be putting that into my goal workbook or goal journal. So yeah. But started working on fleshing out an outline for something that is almost ready. So we are making progress on that front. Heather popped in, said, popping into like the stream and staying for a bit. Thank you very much. CB said, I've got a couple things to do in town tomorrow. So I'll need to be up early to achieve them. So you're going to go and sort out your bag for just now. One less thing to do tomorrow. Correct. Yes. Heather's working on a client project. Nice. Hopefully it's an entertaining one. CB's bag is ready. Now you're going to be experimenting with a new order for the chapters of Stark for President 1, The Ultimate Betrayal. Reorganize the chapters. So now you're in limbo until midnight tomorrow night. Well, there you go. At least for writing. But, yeah. So, that one. And where is it? Okay. So, Stacy says, I used the 7 decks I have of the Seasons of the Witch Oracle to draw a card for every month. You just have December to go now. Fun. There are 7 decks in there in that series. Yeah, I guess there, yeah. Shouldn't there be 8? Is there 7 or is there 8? Maybe they haven't come out with the 8th one yet. Anyway, so please feel free to use the feel free to use the, where is it? Did I close it? I closed it. Dang it. The Google Drive folder, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. That way it's there, and I will try and remember to pop the link to the folder into the streams that we do later this week, which I also have to schedule. But again, the 8th one comes out in February. Okay, yes. Again, we have the Plan-O-Rama document, which is here in both the document form, so you could convert it into a Google form or Google Doc. There we go, instead of a Word document. You also have the PDF in case you just want to print it. Here's the Excel corrected spreadsheet, as well as the Word and PDF of the quarterly pages, and then the just the sprint tracker that has 20 slots per page. So those are free for you to use. Feel free to use them. If you have any things that you want me to alter or change, or things that you would like me to fix up and make as a addition to that, to put them into the free library, let me know. Free folder. Calling it a library, you can make copies all you want. So, yeah. But anyway, so that is there for you to use, should you want to come back and use them. So, yeah. But that is the Plan-O-Rama for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. And I hope we have a good week transitioning from December 2024 to January 2025. I will see y'all Wednesday the 1st. So, yeah. Can you believe that it's already that time of year again? You have the stream up on your TV, but I've got several seasons worth of Called Midwife to rewatch. Ooh, fun. You drew one for today. Cardinal Medicine. The self bleeds of can't read today. Thyself bleeds of sacredness, an honor fit for the gods. You are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside. There we go. I like that. I like it. It's a fitting thought for the end of the year. Yes. Yes, it is. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. It is currently 63 degrees outside, so I think I'm going to go for a walk outside in the sunshine. So, hopefully, I will see y'all on the 1st, and don't forget to save. Bye.